You won't believe what happens next. John was prepared and pulled out a photo from his phone, revealing that his daughter had been kidnapped by John. Oldmore was furious, and Mary was slightly dissatisfied, while Oldmore hesitated and said, "Give me a few days to think about it." After John left, Oldmore freed the chains. He told Mary confidently, "I'll rescue my daughter." Leaving the boat, he found his friend, Sister Jing, in a fancy salon. Even though Sister Jing's business was a little shady, she was Oldmore's informant. He asked her to help gather intel on the smuggling gang and his daughter, and she eagerly. Little did he know, as soon as Oldmore left, Sister Jing dashed to the basement to comfort Oldmore's daughter, who had been brought here. He quickly led the pair into an taking advantage of the fact that the stalkers hadn't yet detected his presence. He decisively jumped off the overpass and indulged in some fresh meat, an action that swiftly brought Oldmore back to his senses. The man seized the opportunity to break free. In the chaos, Oldmore snatched his phone, but just as he was cleaning up the blood on himself, Aunt May popped up out of nowhere. Seeing her target was Oldmore, Aunt May was puzzled. It was a lackey from the smuggling gang tailing him. The police found crucial information in their investigation. The two victims that were devoured were linked to this henchman, and May and Oldhay started keeping an eye on him. Oldmore could only lie and say he was tracking the mask. Aunt May didn't press further, though finding it odd. After a brief talk, they split up. John promised Mutation, but beheaded the lackey while he waited for immortality. John realized Mutation needs a brain. In the underworld, watch movies or fall for tricks. Back at the wreck, Oldmore got a police notification. The police discovered two victims just like the security guard. They had been soaked in formaldehyde and placed in strange poses after their demise. These two were the ones previously kidnapped by the doctor. Oldmore rushed to the police station, eager to check on the victims, but was halted by the medical assistant. It turned out the staff who discovered Oldmore munching on the homeless was Little Jar. Instead of reporting him, he deleted the footage because he was a mutation enthusiast. Based on previous cases, Little Jar speculated that this could be some kind of mutation, and he wanted to collaborate with Oldmore for experimental research. At that moment, Oldmore received a call from John, who threatened him with his daughter, forcing him to help divert the police at the dock. For his daughter, Oldmore had no choice. He quietly arrived, knocked out Oldhay, sent Aunt May false intel using his phone, and successfully diverted the police. Taking advantage of the situation, the smuggling group whisked away the abducted women. However, John suddenly got hungry and aimed to munch on one of the girls. Little did John know, the unconscious Oldhay was nearby, and he was armed. Oldmore heard the gunfire and rushed over. Just as he was about to stop John, Aunt May and her crew arrived. To avoid exposure, Oldmore had to flee in a panic. Back at the station, Oldhay reported to Aunt May that Oldmore was the mole. A few days ago, he noticed Oldmore's unusual behavior. Oldhay advised May to investigate, but Oldmore learned of his blunder due to the security case. He immediately issued an arrest warrant to capture Oldmore. Meanwhile, John, who had just escaped, returned to the wreck only to find Oldmore waiting for him. He shot John's leg, crippling him, and then ripped off his mask. According to their agreement, John was supposed to bring his daughter. But John was alone, and Oldmore demanded to know where his daughter was. John wasn't afraid. He knew as long as he held the girl, Oldmore wouldn't dare strike. John fired again, breaking his other leg. Oldmore lost patience, recalling the bearded man. No samples for the doctor after his death. He shoved John into the trunk, planning to deliver him to the doctor. But after not eating meat for so long, Oldmore's vision started to get blurry. Everything he saw was a blur, and eventually he accidentally crashed into a barricade. He searched through the wrecked boat, but found nothing at all. On the deck, Oldhay discovered a pool of black unknown liquid. Meanwhile, May and Oldhay found nothing at the wreck and eventually tracked. She spilled the beans about her daughter being kidnapped by John. Upon hearing this, Oldhay finally connected the dots and understood the whole situation. No wonder Oldmore assisted the smuggling group. It was to save his daughter. After leaving Mary's house, Mary had gotten in touch with them. The doctor simply told Mary that Oldmore consulted her about some health issues, but when asked about the cause, the doctor cited privacy as a reason for not disclosing. Seeing they couldn't find anything out, Oldhay left a business card and turned to leave. Little did he know, Oldmore was hiding nearby. Oldmore asked the doctor if there were any updates, but the doctor said there was too little data and no way to proceed with research. He needed a freshly mutated test subject, but Oldmore couldn't bring himself to harm an ordinary person. But to everyone's surprise, the doctor leaned in with his neck. Oldmore gazed at the clean doctor, and his violent genes started to awaken. At the last moment, he resisted, pushed the doctor away, and fled in a hurry. As his condition worsened, Oldmore realized his time was running out. He quietly went to the hospital to bid farewell to his father. As soon as he entered the room, his father sensed his presence. He looked at his seriously ailing father with deep remorse and affection. Oldmore felt incredibly guilty and confessed everything to his dad, who was teary-eyed. Rather than blame him, Dad was proud of Oldmore. Oldmore would seek to understand why he had mutated and whether he could return to normal. Hearing his son's plight, Dad made a bold decision to let Oldmore consume him. This way, Oldmore could investigate the truth. He brought his father to the seaside, and after they feasted, Dad quickly awakened, regaining his sight. As he looked at the sunset in the distance, he finally felt no more resentment. Ultimately, Oldmar tearfully ended his father's life. Oldmar's condition began to improve as he took out the photo that John had sent him, scrutinizing it closely. By his daughter's bed, Oldmar discovered a familiar toy. He remembered it was Sister Jin's daughter's toy. He then realized that his daughter was in Sister Jin's hands. Meanwhile, Sister Jin, who was rinsing her mouth, received a notification from John. John instructed Sister Jin to get Oldmar's daughter ready. As she gazed at the sleeping girl, memories of a decade ago flooded back to Sister Jin. Years ago, Oldmar and May captured a criminal in the forest. The criminal attacked May, but Oldmar arrived in time, firing shots to kill him. However, little did they realize, one bullet had inadvertently gone astray. Hanging in there is the key to victory. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates.